Good afternoon. Any idea what makes tourists travel? Well, it ain't that easy to say, but according to Graham Dan, we can best zoom in on both push and pull factors when we want to explain why people travel to places. In this presentation, I will not only explain what these factors stand for, I will also explain and illustrate which components are included in push factors in particular. And finally, I will show you how you can best study travel motivations in practice by offering you a set of interview topics. But first, push and pull factors. What are we talking about here? Pull factors, as Dan explains, are those which attract the tourist to a given resort and whose value is seen to reside in the object of travel. So pull factors function as some sort of destination magnets that are located in places that we become attracted to. Push factors, on the other hand, refer to the tourist as subject and deal with those factors predisposing him to travel. This means that tourists themselves have certain demands for travel by which they get pushed away from home in pursuit of a certain destination. So just to help you remember, pull factors have some sort of magnet function. Push factors function more like those annoying people that keep coming back at you in a cafe and seem to have certain desires of how you behave in their interest. Get it? Now, seriously. The core argument by Dan centers around the underestimated role of those seemingly annoying push factors. I'm of course joking around a bit here, but Dan explains this more seriously by describing that push factors may consist of so-called anomie, ego enhancement, and fantasy. Anomie, as Dan describes, refers to a society whose norms governing interaction have lost their integrative force and where lawlessness and meaninglessness prevail. Okay, this is a typical example of a rather abstract academic description that may not make any sense in the first place. But what Dan is actually saying here is that anomie stands for the individual feeling of isolation that people can experience in society today. It relates to a tension experienced as being one amidst the masses of society. Such tension can lead to isolation and loss of meaning, and travel could be a way to escape all of that in search for more meaning in your life. Ego enhancement is also related to personal needs of an individual. However, with ego enhancement, Dan refers to the need to be recognized. By traveling to places, we can feel great about ourselves as local people have no idea about our social status back home. So, you may feel worthless back home or at work, but this may all disappear for a while when you're on holiday. And as soon as you get back home, your status may have increased. Your friends may be impressed by your amazing Instagrammable pictures, and your parents may be proud of you given the fact that you have traveled all by yourself and came back in one piece. Fantasy, finally, refers to those opportunities that the tourist can indulge in that go beyond their basic needs. You can in fact engage in an alternative world while you're traveling, or if you think of it, you as a tourist can become a different person while you're traveling. Dan offers a nice illustration of this in the following quote that I would really like to share with you. He says, "When on a holiday, the tourist can overstep the bounds of fashion, tell a few stories normally deemed improper or inappropriate, wear flashy clothes, eat exotic food, get drunk, become more sexually permissive, alter his timetable, stay up half the night, listen to local and loud music, etc., etc." The point here is that in these examples, the tourist can engage with a fantasy that he or she normally cannot live in back home, where life is really demanding. But still, this other part, this fantasy, is also part of any individual and can help to overcome the feeling of anomie, as I explained before. So, now that you have a general idea of what anomie, ego enhancement, and fantasy stand for when it comes to push factors in travel motivations, now let's see how we can study such push factors in practice. While Dan does not offer suggestions for the aspect of fantasy really in his paper, he does show how he and his students performed interviews related to anomie and ego enhancement. For Enemy, Dan offered a range of topics for interview questions. These include the need for a break, the extent to which one feels relaxed during a holiday in comparison to home, whether one interacts more with others when they're on a holiday, whether one is more open to discuss topics not related to their home environment, and whether one likes to mix with a variety of people when they're on a holiday. Well, as for ego enhancement, questions were formulated in relation to pre-trip expectations and the extent to which these were shared with peers. Often what people expect of a holiday drives also their experience of it. Questions therefore focus primarily on whether one can recall which people they had spoken to about the holiday before the trip and what the nature of the discussion was when they were talking about this trip. To conclude, I truly hope you now have a better understanding of why people travel. I explain this by means of Graham Dan's paper concerning the importance of push factors. Such factors have a considerable impact on why and how people engage in travel behavior. By focusing on push factors, I highlighted the role of enemy, ego enhancement, and fantasy. And finally, I offered you a set of example topics that you can use to study push factors in practice.